Y'all, I just made a yummy pot of homemade tomato soup. And let me tell you, it'll be yummy with a good old grilled cheese. So let me show you how I make it. Okay, y'all, to get started on this yummy, rich tomato soup, I have quartered me 15 whole tomatoes, and to that, I'm going to add me some olive oil and minced garlic. And I used 8 cloves of garlic. Okay, now we're going to toss this to get the tomatoes all coated in the olive oil and garlic. Okay, now that I've got the tomatoes all coated with the olive oil and the garlic, I'm going to put them in the oven on 400 for about 15 to 20 minutes. So let's get them in there. Okay, y'all, we've pulled the tomatoes out of the oven, and all you're going to do is pull the peel off and discard it, and they come off real easy. See? Okay, y'all, I'm going to pull all these off, and then we're going to move on to the next step. The next step to our little tomato soup, I've got me a tablespoon of salted butter, and I have chopped me up 1 whole onion fine, and we're going to cook these until they're translucent. So let's pour them over in here. Okay, y'all, I got my onions where I want them. Now I like mine with a little bit of brown on them in mine. So now what we're going to do, we're going to add our tomatoes that we had put in the oven. Let me grab them. And we're just going to pour this on over in here with the oil, the garlic, and all. Get all that good off of there. Okay, now I'm going to add 2 cups of Norse chicken broth. Now, baby, we're going to season this up. I'm going to put me a ½ teaspoon of red pepper flakes, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of Nanny Shell smoked paprika, a teaspoon of basil. All right, let's mix all these little seasonings up in this. All right, now that we've got all these seasonings mixed up in all of this, I'm going to put it in my blender so we can puree it. Okay, y'all, we got it all pureed. Now we're going to pour it back in our pot. I'm going to add me about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Then I'm going to put me 1 fresh bay leaf in it. And I need a little bit more smoked paprika. I'll add about another teaspoon. And then a ½ teaspoon of basil. You know, when you're cooking, sometimes you just got to taste it and add a little bit more seasoning in it. Okay, y'all, we're going to cook this about 15 or 20 minutes, you know, so that the seasonings that we added in this can just open up inside this tomato soup right here and make it even more yummier. Then we're going to add one more little thing, and who knows, I might taste it again and might need to add something else. Okay, y'all, I tasted it again, and I'm going to add a ½ cup of water with my Norse chicken broth seasoning, and I did a teaspoon. Okay, y'all, we're done cooking it. Now we're going to add us a cup of heavy whipping cream. Okay, now all I got to do is take my bay leaf out. And honey, I'm going to fry us up some yummy grilled cheeses to go with this. So y'all go make it with your friends and family and share it with them and make some sweet memories. And honey, always remember to smile because God sure does love you. And baby, He's got this no matter what.